welcome back to the second half of Fated Worlds Changeling, second edition. Um, so, there was some discussion of a possible clarity breaking thing, and I guess I'm not sure. I caught the tail end of the discussion of a break of that, and then there's a hot date.
Yes, both of those things. So yeah, it's kind of in Hunt's. It's in his remit as to whether or not there is a role or not. I think he's maybe just brewing on that. But what
Yeah.
he's thinking, or have you come to a conclusion?
Well, I mean, I think my the end result was kind of that it might have been, but also the because it has this thing where if it's a stranger, it you roll less. If there's no real emotional investment to the thing, that you roll less. So it kind of ends up, and it kind of even occurred just by happenstance. It's like it's not like it was planned particularly.
I don't think I would call that happenstance.
Well,
You
but yeah,
actually chose to-
but anyway, like I feel like it
Yeah,
did like fit just fine.
Let's just have you roll a d10 then, and if it's a 10, you take some clarity damage, or you potentially take some clarity damage on a roll of a 10.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Cool. So yeah, it does not cause any clarity damage to you, you Gucci fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, we proceed on down the streets of Bristol through Stokescroft down Gloucester Road towards the full moon. It's a very peculiar place, painted like the night sky. There's a giant sort of statue feature of a caterpillar similar to one from Alice in Wonderland. All very fitting environment. Once again, this shit's real. I didn't make it up. It's just, the perfect city for a changeling game. And yeah, it's still quite early, but there's a few people outside. It's mainly like the majority of the place is like a large beer garden, and the actual building itself is comparatively smaller. So there's loads of tables with like a tarp over the top, and various people smoking and drinking as music blasts over speakers. It's probably like maybe like Gold Rush or something like that. And yeah, there's just people generally having a good time.
Yeah, so Paige, I imagine we're there a little bit early for the date. And
Yeah, you've got like half an hour.
Paige looks at Vatya and is like, so I invited you to come here with me because I thought it would be better than leaving you with the police and our other friend. But I am supposed to be meeting someone here in roughly half an hour, and I feel like they wouldn't be expecting me to have brought a friend.
Well. Does it matter?
I mean, I suppose not. We can always part ways when they arrive. I don't really know what there is here, but seems popular enough.
You don't have a lot of clothes on.
She nods. It's possible she's been moving like a little stiffly because she might have had to like use one of her doll joints as a pocket for the phone.
Wow.
If that even works.
Unfortunately, it does not work. Your body is a normal human body for all mechanical purposes.
Just need to like carry the.
Yeah, so
The
she's
phone.
just actually just been carrying it in hand the whole time. But yeah, she like nods. It's like, that's true. I wasn't generally, well, clothes weren't a thing that I needed to have for the purpose I was made to fill. Like,
Yeah.
looks down.
Vash is just like nodding along. Yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure that most places you need to pay to get anything.
She nods. I believe that is still how things work. Yes.
I don't have any money, though I have a watch now.
Shakes her head like, I don't. Though, I suppose it wouldn't be that hard to make some.
Uh, you could always find some.
She's like, I don't think people just leave money around very often.
People are careless. Um, I think I would like let's look before we go inside, and I don't know if you wait, but like I would like start going through like these planters and like tip this back barrel and like look inside and like sort of crawl under the table, see if there's something there.
Yeah, Paige is just watching you.
Roll me a wits and investigation -2.
All right.
Oh, that's an interesting side effect I hadn't thought of. You're searching for nothing to invoke your contract loophole, but you could find something.
Yeah, good. So which investigation? So that's oh man, -3 from because I don't have investigation. Okay, so it's just a chance die then.
Oh no!
Critically failed.
Oh
You do
no!
not find any money.
I don't. Does anything like though? I I think I do actually like. What? No way! And like I pull a like a 100-pound bill or something like from from under a chair. But so I do find that it's like you see like I wouldn't have thought that we could find anything like this I mean it's a big money, right? And but like I don't know, is Paige still there?
Yeah, she was watching you the whole time.
Okay, sure.
Now she's just like, she gives you a look like, I think I know what you did there.
What does the dramatic failure have any additional
You
consequences?
don't
Or
dramatic fail on luck die.
oh, okay. So then I just I think I'm well pretty sure this is money. So I think we go in with the bill that will vanish after the scene.
Mm-hmm. Is it just so
I
that you
think-
just get one note, or is it like a value of notes?
Let me see.
Just because we don't actually have hundreds, I'm afraid.
I
Oh,
think the contract is a thing, so
so it's like I find like an object.
We have 50s. You could find a 50, or you
Yeah,
could find a card
50.
with contactless. Mm-hmm.
Right. Like
I mean, you could also just
I
find
feel
a
like
credit
50.
card, probably, but
Would they work?
Yeah, you can
know.
do contactless in pubs here.
But like, it's the weird thing. I feel like the 50 is the clearest because
Sure.
Yeah.
Does the magic work on the smart reader?
I don't even know if like like if there's like serial numbers or whatever. Maybe they're right. Maybe, but it's probably like a duplicate of another serial number.
Well, and it's gonna
Yeah,
vanish
sure.
as soon as someone's not paying attention to it.
Yeah,
So
but
like once it's in the cash box.
yeah, that's not my problem then. So I guess we can go inside with newfound money.
I think Paige actually like looks at the bill and is like, "Is that actually good money?"
It's perfectly good money, and like Vasya is sort of like keeping it like in front of her and like sort of looking at it and like keeping an eye on it. It's like just
Yeah.
can't let it get away.
Yeah, Paige is like, I guess here's the question: like, how likely would I be to know that like this is probably fairy money that will disappear?
You could roll the wits of the cult.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, it's like there is the whole show here. Like I didn't just make like
Yeah,
I didn't
you
use a
didn't. You
glamour.
didn't. Yeah, just vanish it or pluck it out of thin air.
Or I guess it's more intelligence of the cult, I suppose.
Could be.
Either's fine.
Either's
I'm not in a
fine.
big fuss about this.
Uh,
And it's
do
probably like
you
minus.
think that this counts as a perception roll? I'm not sure. I feel like it could
No,
go.
because I don't think that looking will, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay.
because like the contract requires that like it has to like I can't find it anywhere where someone else like
Has
has
already
used.
looked. Yeah.
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 Or you could just kenning it. You could just kenning to see if it's magic or not.
I mean, I could, but
I
I'm
feel
not
like
going
these are
to
so.
because willpower.
So yeah, this is in fact a magical 50.
It's
Yeah.
very funny money.
It's like, wouldn't paying for things with money that's just going to disappear be kind of like stealing?
It's their
Or
own fault
almost
if they
exactly
don't
like
keep an eye
stealing?
on their money.
It's their fault for using money.
No, it's like it'll stay put as long as you like don't. You just need to keep an eye on it, and it'll stay put.
Like, looks at you sort of sideways. I don't know if I like this, but well, I do need new clothes, I suppose.
What? Like, do you have any other money? Like,
All right. Is there like a clothes store nearby?
Yeah, I guess House of Fraser and Primark will still be open, and they're quite close.
okay.
Yeah, so I like look around and find them. I'm like, let's go over there.
I love that the first thing that we, essentially the first thing that we do when we get back, uh, is that we start corrupting each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the first thing I did was get some glamour and arrange a hot date. So
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't know what you bitches are doing, but over here I'm winning a changeling. Okay, in the interest of fun and games, I will say that you are able to purchase some leggings and the like from Primark for low cost and low time. If you would like to
Excellent.
just like do that, and we'll say that you appear back at the full moon, reasonably garbed. What kind
And
of
with
modestly
some
priced
change, that's
fashion
actual
choices
money.
would you like? Mm-hmm.
I can't. Sorry, I didn't catch that last bit.
Oh, just what kind of stuff do you pick up? It's Primark, so it's all quite, cheap and cheerful, as we would say.
I mean, it's probably just like a loose-ish. No, it's probably some kind of like blouse and a skirt, probably like a midi skirt, and you said some leggings.
I just presumed that leggings are very popular in Bristol. There's a lot of leggings in the ladies section of Primark.
I mean, leggings are incredibly free. So
Yeah, I think I will get the same, except that like I specifically like get only gray,
paid, like,
white, or black things.
5 to 10 somewhere in there for the whole bag.
Cool. So you probably have like 30 quid in change after buying a variety of affordable items.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that when I do mine. Cool. Sorry, I had to question. No idea what just happened.
These things happen.
Cool. Do you would someone like to buy a round of drinks, or are you guys
Yeah, I
going to?
think so. Maybe that's the first thing. Like,
Mhm. Cool. So you've returned from Primark and you head into the full moon. As you go in, it's all it's like what pubs are like over here. I don't know if you've ever been in like English bars or pubs, but they tend to be all sort of dark old wood with lots of like funky posters everywhere. Dub radiates through old, poorly maintained and balanced speakers. And there's basically no one inside because everyone fucking smokes. There's a few people inside and queuing at the bar, but maybe like 80% of the patrons are outside in the beer garden. But
Right.
are you just going in alone, or are multiple people going in?
Oh, you know what it would be is a tube top. Yeah, be
Right.
like a tube top and a midi skirt and the leggings.
You're very cold.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Figure would go in. Like, I'm very unsure. Like, of
What
rather,
time of
Vaja
year is
is
it?
very unsure. Like, what the like whole point of the place is exactly. Doesn't have much experience with bars as a 6-year-old necessarily, but
What time of year is it?
It's late February.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's a little chilly.
very cold.
And also
Well,
England.
Fine.
in that case, I'm definitely like happy to get inside though.
I mean, there's heaters and stuff, but just
Yeah.
if you're just wearing like a boob tube and a miniskirt, you're going to be a little bit chilly.
I think I just
So
buy
yes,
like a sweater that's gray.
Yeah, you can get a grey sweater for like £3 in Primark. It's amazing.
Damn, it's like
I probably got like a jacket too.
I didn't like I had no idea how rich I was.
Yeah, you could build like a mountain of Primark clothes and live inside it, and then all your problems would be solved.
Yeah.
However, as you enter the bar, things are peculiar. Apparently, someone's just gone live on Twitch.
Yeah, so many notifications.
Doctor Disrespect. Oh, he's playing Rainbow Six Siege. So
Here I
sorry.
thought you set up a soundboard for peculiar.
So as you enter the bar, it looks like a standard English pub, as I was describing, albeit a bit funky and chunky. And one thing, though, is quite strange that behind the bar is a rather brightly coloured, feathered velociraptor.
Oh, don't mind that.
Like a living dinosaur.
Yeah, it's kind of, there's like a pint on the side, and it's kind of like, it sort of bends in and like flicks the tongue at it every now and again, and just people are queuing at the bar. And sort of ignoring it.
Yeah. I like get closer to Peyton, like just like that's not a human.
No, it looks like a dinosaur. Do you think it's like, is that somebody's meme maybe? Or is it something else? Nobody seems to be paying any attention.
So yeah, do you guys queue up to get a drink?
Yeah, yeah. We do.
Cool. So there's only like one person serving at the bar, and quite a queue is developing, and they kind of
Okay,
like.
Did any of my attempt at a whispered conversation go through?
It did.
Okay. I was just making sure, because there was no response. And then after a pause, it seemed like maybe
There's a dinosaur. That sort of demands a response.
Yeah, no, off to one side, like next to the bar, there's like a kind of pizzeria kind of area where you can get like pizzas, and outside there's like a shish kebab and stuff. And anyway, so as you're queuing up at the bar, a second person comes down like a flight of stairs from behind the bar area, and they immediately strike you as being quite odd. They're quite a short lady person. But as they were coming down, you heard like the clumping of what you thought were shoes or heels, but now you see as they come down are hooves. And this individual is also got horns and a tail. And as soon as they come down and kind of walk into the room, you are kind of hit with a wave of positive feeling. The kind of like chill from outside is like washed off you, and the kind of like because there was kind of like, oh, and there's a dinosaur behind the bar, and that's weird, and there was kind of like the unsettling of that, but all that kind of like mystery and worry kind of like fades away, and you just generally feel like almost like you're at home, and the sense of optimism kind of like wells up inside you, and you just feel generally wonderful. And yeah, she kind of like gets down, and she kind of like looks around and looks at the queue, and kind of like strokes her. She's got like a long mustache, and it's like bright kind of white blonde. She's also got like a pixie cut, also in the same like kind of like shocking white colored hair that her horns curve around. And yeah, she joins the other person behind the bar and starts serving as well. And the crowd begins to disperse as now more people, and eventually it comes. Go ahead.
Is Pixie Cup a haircut?
Yes, a pixie cut is a haircut. Yes.
That makes more sense. I heard Pixie Cup, which I also thought was probably a haircut, but I googled it and I got a bunch of menstrual cups. So.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, Pixie Cut makes way more sense for what would be on her head.
Better search terms.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's fine. And yeah, as you come up to be served by her, she obviously sort of sees you guys and like kind of like tilts her head knowingly, and kind of then like strokes her moustache again, and gives you guys a kind of knowing look, and it's like, "Oh, hi there."
Hi.
Yeah,
Two.
I like wave.
And I hold up two fingers like two. Those, and like I point at like whatever the person next to me has.
Cool. It's like a pint of beer, and she starts pouring you pints. She's like, "Oh, you're new in town, I'm guessing."
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm Jeannie. It's nice to meet you. That's Egbert. He's my friend.
Is that the dinosaur?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she nods to the velociraptor.
Paige nods and is like, T. Also.
He's a dinosaur.
I know, isn't it great?
Didn't know they had feathers.
They found some ones that had been trapped under a volcano. Apparently they had feathers. I like dinosaurs.
I like I'm looking at it like then like, oh right, and I pull out, it's like It's real money.
Oh, it's okay. Your money's no good.
Oh my god. What did you say the dinosaur's name was?
Egbert.
Egbert. I think it's like just on the other side of the bar, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like on a corner up against the wall, but yeah, it's on her side of the bar.
Paige like reaches towards it just a little bit and is like, "Can I?"
She goes, "Oh, be my guest."
Yeah, I totally like try to go over and like pet it.
Yeah, kind of like sniffs your finger a bit, and it's like, and
Nice.
and yeah, it's kind of just a bit like it's a bit like skitty and jitterish, but it definitely like yeah, you can give it like a little scratch, but not too much. Or I don't know,
I
you can give
attempt
it
to roll.
you've got animal handling. Do you mean animal handling roll to pet the velociraptor? I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to try. Because I want to make friends with this animal.
Okay, great. Give me an animal handling. It's probably quite difficult being a velociraptor. So I'm going to say -4. Give me. I'm thinking presence and animal handling. You can give me something
I
else
like
if you feel it's
I
more
like
appropriate.
presence animal can.
That's what they call it in this game.
Completely different
Alright.
from animal handling.
Not intelligence. There we go. And you said -4.
Yeah, just because like it's a magical velociraptor. I mean, come on.
I did it.
Wow. So yeah, it kind of like sniffs you a bit in it, and as I said, it's quite jitterish in it, and it kind of like goes to go back a bit, but then it begrudgingly and gracefully kind of like allows you to scratch its little feathers and some of the good plumage at the back that's extra colourful and soft, and it kind of is like it gives like a little pleased dinosaur noise for you. Great, so yeah, you guys have gotten your pints. Jeannie informs you that your money is no good here, so you still have
Wow.
your £30 in change. Oh, I believe it's 25 actually now because there was also a jacket purchased.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have £25 and 2 pints of cider.
All right.
What a dream!
I take it and I go over to where Paige is petting the velociraptor and like I hand it, and then I'm just. It's a different kind of moon than I thought.
And he laughs. It's like, yes, perhaps I should have clarified.
It's fine. What do we do here?
Well, I'm neutral later,
Oh,
I
right.
think. Beyond that, I'm not really sure. I suppose people come here to drink and to meet people.
Yeah.
Shrugs.
Cool. So do you guys go like back outside, or are you gonna like find a table inside? There's plenty to choose from.
Oh. Maybe a table inside.
You don't stay inside. Hold out.
Yeah.
Cool. So some time passes. So yeah, would anyone like to do anything before like half an hour of merriment goes by and the day two arrives, or do you guys have things you'd like to do before then?
Nope.
Okay, so half an hour passes by, and maybe at like sort of 8:04 ish, you get a text message page from Rachel, being like, "Hi," probably like cocktail emoji. "I'm outside." Rainy cloud emoji. "Where are you? Question mark. Aubergine.
I'm sorry, what was that last word?
Aubergine.
What does that mean?
It's
I
the
don't know what
emoji.
does an aubergine emoji mean. Who knows?
Oh, I have no idea what this even is. Aubergine?
It's an eggplant.
Oh, eggplant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're using the British word. That
I'm
yes.
sorry.
I am
Very
fairly
sneaky.
certain. I am fairly certain that emoji because it is a phallic plant. Right?
That's
Like
true.
I think at least in dating contexts, I'm pretty sure that's how it's used. It's like the aubergine eggplant is dick and the peaches are butt.
Yeah.
Is what I've picked up from osmosis mostly.
Well, yes, you received this colourful text message informing you that Rachel is outside.
But I don't think that Paige knows that that's what that means. I think, however, she can decode the cocktail and the rain, sort of. So I think she goes up to the bar and orders 2 cocktails and then takes them outside.
Nice. Is there any cocktail in particular, or do you sort of defer to the?
Think she asks. Can I roll like intelligence socialized to know the proper cocktail?
I suppose if it's anything, it would be socialize. Maybe streetwise, but not really. Yeah, I think it's intelligence. Socialize seems good. Cool. So yeah, there's no real appropriate one. Maybe a mojito is probably a nice neutral. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. What's your intent? Are you trying to like convey a particular idea with this cocktail, or are you just getting a cocktail because you saw cocktail emoji?
Sex on the beach.
Or are you trying?
I think if there's a goal, it's just like, please, Rachel, like get her to
Go with
enjoy.
the mojito then. That's the crowd pleaser.
Cool. She
But,
like
as you're being
takes that.
served, Jeannie informs you she's wearing like kind of like dungarees with like a vest underneath. She's like, "I like these because they have limes in. I like limes."
Paige just nods, and player makes a note that Jeannie likes limes because I've now decided that keeping track of NPCs and their likes and dislikes is a thing I have to do in this game.
Anyway, don't have too many of these. We're up early tomorrow, remember?
She like sort of nods halfway and is like, "What time were we supposed to meet them again?"
Dawn. My middle name is Dawn.
Oh, cute.
She kind of like twirls her mustache. It's like it's like an old school Poirot mustache, like that just has like a little bit of, looks kind of like waxed, like a Salvador Dali one, but less ridiculous.
Yeah, and she like, I think she reflects for a moment. She like looks at the phone again. And she's like, tilts her head. "Do you have any aubergine?"
Do I have any aubergines? Are you asking me if I've got any aubergines? Is that what you're asking me?
Well, I think that's what they asked for. It seems strange to me. Maybe they just like them?
No, I mean, I've got some limes, but I don't have any aubergines at all. Are we supposed to have aubergines in a bar? Is that what the kids are doing now? Am I old and I don't know that aubergines are in vogue?
She like shrugs and just like I'm not. It's not something I've heard of.
Aubergines are always in vogue.
But she just like
Sorry.
shrugs and takes the cocktails out to Rachel.
Cool. Rachel's outside on a bench. She's like wrapped up in like a thick jacket and a scarf, fingerless gloves. She's got her dreadlocks like tied up behind her. She's like smoking like a roll up in her like hands, shaking a little bit, and she's like on her phone. She sees him. She's like, "Oh, hello, hello," and she kind of like goes to like kind of like hug you, but then she like sees the cocktail and like puts them down, and then goes to like hug you and kind of like kiss your cheeks.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll even do the like French greeting, the cheek kisses.
She's like, "Oh, hello, my lovely. Oh, it's nice to see you. Come on, have a sit, have a sit."
And Paige like sits down next to her. I think she says, "I'm sorry, they didn't have any aubergine."
She kind of like, I suppose, like blushes slightly, and it's like, oh, well, that's fine. Don't, yeah, that let's not. Yeah. Anyways, how was your day? You doing all right?
It's like it's been interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, when I saw you, I didn't know if I should say anything. I mean, I didn't know if it was you at first, but then, I was like, oh no, it is them, it is, I know it is. And I was like, oh, then I shouldn't, and I didn't know I felt so naughty, but then, you seemed quite up for it. So I thought, you only live once.
Uh, I would like to attempt to discern what she's saying she's up for.
Okay, cool. If you want to give me a wits and empathy, -2.
Yeah. And I think my specialty in motives applies here.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Ah, damn. One more success to but
They are under the impression that you are someone that they were previously aware of, that they had wanted to meet, and that this was a chance happening of them meeting this person who they were aware of.
Well, that is fortunate. Uh, I think Paige will just be like, I think you may have mistaken me for someone else, I'm afraid. I don't believe we've ever met before.
Oh no, we've never met, but I mean, I've seen, I've seen the videos. I mean, I like that sort of thing. Don't get twisted. I'm a fan. I follow. I watch them every time a new one comes out.
Let's see. Think Paige probably taken old enough to know what porn is. Oh, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think that I'm in any videos. Unless she, like, wonders if, like, keeper ever put videos of her on the internet, but then thinks that seems very unlikely.
So I guess Rachel.
Maybe I just look very similar to someone. I'm apologizing. How you thought I was.
So yeah, she starts to turn bright red, and she's like, "Oh, you no, I mean you're just playing a joke on me, right? You know, I mean it's fine. I'm not, I'm not judge. It is you, right?"
She just shakes her head, like kind of like I really don't know who you're talking about, but whatever it is that you had hoped perhaps I could help do that, even though I'm not who you thought I was. Like cheapest
That
shrugs.
feels like a roll to me. Just the
I'm
super
okay with that.
low pitch. I mean, I could maybe be a thing, maybe. So yeah, if you want to give me a persuade roll, presence and persuasion, I'm imagining.
That
And let's see, we've established that our resolve is bad already. So it's probably like a -2.
usually it's contested unless you're like
Cool, yeah.
going to be dealing damage with the successes or something.
No, just we will roll off then.
I'm gonna will getting slash.
There we go. Oh no.
Damn.
So she kind of like, yeah, she sort of turns bright red, and she's like kind of like downs her mojito, and then she's like picking up her bag, and she's like putting out her cigarette in the ashtray, and she's like, "Oh my god, I am so and she's like, "I am what?" And she like goes to turn and like starts leaving. Would you like to, like tackle her, or nuke her with the sunbeam, or are you gonna let her? Are you gonna let this one get away?
So in the book, it does say that you can have a single court contract without being a member of the court. That's like part of their how they make friends with new members and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Could have probably picked that up while I was still in.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Awesome. Then I'm gonna use Cupid's arrow. Unfortunately, I don't have an ivy flower, so it can cost me a glamour. And this is wits, empathy, mantle versus her composure and supernatural tolerance if she has that. I have a strange feeling she doesn't.
No, but I rolled 2 8s, so you got to beat 2 successes.
Willpower. This is gonna work. So. Aha! It worked exceptionally.
Mm-hmm. Could you describe an exceptional success for Cupid's arrow?
So, the normal description: the changeling sees into another's hearts and charts the course of her desire. He touches her skin or hair, pulling her desires away with his caress for him to study and awe. So I might like reach out and just like push her arm. Success: the changeling learns the subject's most ardent desire and any condition or tilts connected to it. This desire can even be one the target is aware of. He may replace this desire with one of his choice, which I'm going to do. Exceptional success: the changeling instinctively knows of any obstacles between his target and her desire.
Have we lost you? I think we may have lost you.
I hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. We got to on an exceptional success. They're aware of any barriers.
Okay.
Yeah. Any obstacles between his target and her desire. And that was the last thing I said.
Okay, great. So okay, their greatest desire is probably to like own their own business doing framing, as in like framing paintings and the like, and the big barrier to that is just like the inner city pressure, just like the grind of trying to money, I suppose would be the short way of saying it.
It's not what I was expecting. Work with.
In and out again.
Okay, so I think I like grab her arm. It's like, maybe this is presumptuous of me, but I feel like you might have a knack for photography. Actually, can I like try to look and see if there's anything on her that might be a camera or a pin with like a camera on it?
I don't think so. And just to be clear, it's as in like she doesn't do like photography. It's literally the making of
the framing.
frames. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that would hint towards that?
No, I mean, there has been some small talk between you that has been sort of glossed over, I believe. So she may have mentioned it.
Okay. What I'm gonna say is, I've thought like, I mean, I've never done videos, but I probably, I know I look very nice, and I could probably do portraits, maybe something that could be framed, sold. I imagine it would help to raise funds for, I don't know, to help with business endeavor, perhaps. You could have fun doing it in the process.
Yeah, add me on Facebook. I actually remembered I had a thing, so I'm gonna. But it was so nice meeting my duck. Anyway, yeah, thanks. Bye, 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 bye. And yeah, rapidly tried to leave. But you do manage to salvage it a little bit with the perfunctory add me on Facebook, but they are fleeing the scene actively. Great. So you guys find yourselves alone but together in the full moon. Do you guys hang out there and like finish your drinks? Maybe console your friend on their date gone awry, or
Well, I mean, I might. Like, I'm still inside. Like, probably just like sitting at the table, like looking around at everything. But so, and like just
You know
not.
what? I'm gonna dump some more glamour on this lady with another contract.
Oh, okay.
okay. So as she flees the scene, she's like going to the gate to like be.
I don't think this is one that will immediately affect her or that she'll necessarily notice because I'm not using the loophole. Which the loophole would be drawing at least a droplet of blood when I prick her with a needle or pin, which I'm not gonna rush up and do.
Yeah. If you thought the date was going badly before,
So
This will turn it around.
This costs 3 glamour and willpower.
oof. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Spinning wheel. I'll be rolling occult plus weird minus her resolve.
Which is 2.
So whatever her resolve is.
I'm sorry, Rachel, that your stats are shit. Well, it's all in finesse.
Spend another willpower. Bonus dice. Total. I did it. Okay. So, the Changeling rivals the Gentry's thievery of lives and can guide his target's future to a single point within the next month. Duration is until the lunar month end or the event comes to pass, whichever comes first. Success, the Changeling may experience, which must be reasonably probable and not overly specific for his target. Examples include meeting the Autumn Queen or getting hit by a car. All rolls leading to this event made by the target or other characters gain bonus dice equal to the successes rolled to invoke the contract. All rolls obstructing the event suffer the same penalty to a maximum plus minus 5. Contract only creates an event, not the outcome thereof. And the event is going to be that she finds an opportunity to obtain like a venue.
Oh, like a place for the business. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, and because I'm a Ferris, I gain 3 bonus dice to invoke this with positive experiences, or when encouraging a positive experience.
Cool. Do you want to? So is that do you roll an extra 3 now, or an extra 3 is added to the bonus pool?
I think, yeah, it's when I invoke it, which...
Cool. If you want to roll those now, please.
Well, they didn't matter. That's unfortunate. But yeah. And I also gain the Inspired condition pertaining to actions that support the event coming to pass.
Cool.
Again,
And cool. And things get plus or minus 2. So things towards making it happen get plus 2. Things opposing it happening get minus 2. That's the rough nitty gritty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Oh, brilliant. Well, how nice. What a lovely thing you've done for someone. With, I'm sure, pure motives. Okay, great. So yeah, that goes off. Glamour well spent. I suppose that I'll leave that to the philosophers. So yeah. Meanwhile, in the bar, how have you two been occupying these? I mean, it's probably been like 10 minutes or so of date time before things went cringy. But what do you two imagine yourselves doing during those 10 minutes?
Oh, well, okay. I was under the impression that I never actually went to the date.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
no,
Like,
I
after
thought
the...
you were like at the bar inside, or are you not at the, or did you not go to the full moon at all?
I don't think I went to the full moon at all. I have...
Oh, great. Well, what have you been doing all this time
okay.
then? It's been like an hour.
Yes. Well, I am going to... I know you can't go home again, but I'm going to try. Because I think I don't know better.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry, what did you say? You cut out for me.
Oh, I'm going to try to go home again.
When you say home, is into your old house?
My old house.
Your human life? Okay, wow. So this means important questions. So, is that in Bristol? And how long ago were you taken?
Okay, so like 3 years ago, again from Bristol, and I guess it should be important to note that in terms of like merits and stuff, I did take a bunch of resources, but I didn't take anything like having a house or anything like that. So I know, so like out of character, I know that like the house itself is not going to work out for me, but I you know. But there's
But yeah,
Cool. And so how many dots in resources do you have to give me an idea of how grandiose? Okay.
loaded.
Wow. So
a lot.
in the heart of Clifton, in a very upmarket, place where there's like, £1 million homes and things like that. We see. I mean, would you like to describe the house?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm I think it's slightly back from the street, like like 100 feet or so, and kind of like it's in the city, so it it's not like a full manor, but it sort of has that affectation. Like there's like
Oh
the
shit! I've got you, Brad. I've got you.
okay. Uh, like I think the front has some of those some useless pillars. Um, it's probably like 3 floors and has pseudo wings. Um, the I think that space that is back from the street is mostly taken up by there's one of those circular or semicircle driveways um, and a front lawn that is like uh, at least when I was living there, was really well taken care of and manicured and had like a bunch of shrubbery that was cut into the shape of animals. Um, but things may have changed.
So I googled most expensive house in Bristol.
Okay. Uh,
And we got this.
oh crap.
Is that are we Gucci with that?
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say pseudo manner, but that's full on. Sure.
Well, that is what Resources 5 gets you.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the scene. The sun has just set, so it is early evening is upon us. And it's yeah, you're stood there outside this place. Your memories of your life there, sort of trickling through your mind, swarming about your head. You might even say. And yeah, what would you like to do?
So I'm going to I guess attempt to take on my old appearance from when I left, um, and just I'm just gonna walk right up to the front door and uh, ring. Sure, I'll yeah, ring the front door.
So I guess after maybe like 2 minutes, the door opens and there's a very well dressed gentleman wearing like a tuxedo with like white gloves and a little like sort of sachet. And they're an older gentleman and they've got like a bright silver horseshoe mustache, and they kind of like open the door and they're sort of like, they're ready to be like, not today, and then they like see you
Yeah.
and they're like,
Oh, another thing I should like a backstory thing that I hadn't really covered, but I had sort of floating through my mind is that I'm thinking that Alexander, um, he probably had like sort of like a slightly strained relationship with his parents, but not like it wasn't like out and out hostile. Um, and I think when he disappeared, it was like he had been like institutionalized. Shouldn't necessarily and probably like there had been like some stuff leading up to it that was indicative of a problem, but it was more of a, oh, you're causing embarrassment. We're just going to put you here where it won't be a problem.
sure, like a private healthcare facility.
Yeah.
Sure, it's called Bupa over here. It's like all private healthcare is that. So yeah, just a reference point. So yeah, the door opens. They go and they're immediately being like, not today, sir. But I thought you were in the drawing room. Well, come inside. You'll catch a cold.
Uh, Thank you. I uh, a pleasure to see you again. Um, you said you saw me in the drawing room.
Quite, sir. I had just given you your tea, and you are enjoying your readings. Then now you're here outside. Most peculiar, sir. Did you go down the drain pipe or something? Are you quite feeling yourself, sir?
You're funny. And I'll just walk past.
Sir, if I may, sir has been taking his medicine, correct?
Yes, everything's fine. Don't worry about
Good,
it.
because it's obviously not my place, sir, but we have talked about why sir needs to take his medicine.
Of course. No,
Very well. Will you be needing anything of me? Is there something outside that needs my attending to?
actually, um, I think it would be all right if you took the rest of the day off.
Most inappropriate, sir, but I'm at your
No, not at
command.
all. You've been your service has been above and beyond lately. I think that you've earned it.
As you say, sir, I shall be in my chambers if you require me. And then he walks like 5 foot to like a door that goes under the stairs and just like shuts himself in there. Ideally, I would have had him get into like a Judge Dredd style stasis pod, but we're not like quite there yet. But yeah, he goes into like a little, into like a little nook under the stairs. It's obviously like a huge room because it's like giant stairs. But you're there in the hallway in the reception room of this giant house. And there's like maybe faint terrible music coming from, like Coldplay or some garbage coming from like the distance somewhere.
Okay. So I'll
Oh, dead.
Oh, thank you, RPG Lab, for the host. I will try to stealthily peek into the drawing room without going in. I want to see what's going on
I
here.
mean, this place is pretty big, Brad. You got to find the fucking drawing room first. I mean, oh, but wait, because it's your house.
I grew up here.
Changeling The Lost, guys.
I mean, it's been a
yeah,
little.
okay.
Okay, so I mean, it's possible that there's a role here because while in this, in the real world, I've only been gone for 3 years. From my perspective, um, it's been way longer, and like time sort of looped back, and yeah, it's been.
I was
Right.
imagining it was a stranger's house you had just gotten your way into through all means, but no, it's your house. You grew up in here. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, if you would like to be sneaky about it, give me like Dex and Stealth, and then I'll roll numbers for other people who may or may not be listening.
Okay. Okay. No modifiers. It's opposed.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-oh. How are ties handled?
So by the book, I believe it's roll off, roll again. Personally, I think it's much more fun if you attempt to try with some sort of a compromise where both parties partially succeed. It's not always easy to do. One example from our mage game, I was trying to distract a guard via seduction, and we tied. So we decided I had successfully seduced him. He was totally into me, but he was too dedicated to his job to be distracted while on duty. So
Yeah,
he became
well,
like a contact.
So yeah, we'll say that you can on a tie you can fell forwards if you wish. Would you like to do that, Brett?
Sure. Sure.
Cool. So as you're like going up, you get to like the landing up the stairs, and you're like going towards the room. You get around a corner, and you actually hit a floorboard. You remember that floorboard being there. It always squeaks from like sneaking to
Ow.
get sandwiches at midnight. And it hears a creak, and then you hear a familiar voice shout from the drawing room, "No, Reginald, I'm quite all right, thank you." And yeah, it is your voice. So they do hear you, but they think that you are Reginald, the lovable but downtrodden butler. What would you like to do?
Very well, sir.
Well, give me a roll then for your Reginald impression.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would have been better to just not say anything, but
It would have been like considerably better. But yeah, roll me a perform and presence, or perform and manipulation, I suppose.
Okay.
And like he was your Alfred, you've known him all your life, so it's probably I'm not going to make you. I'll give you a +1, in fact.
Okay. That will.
Expression is the
Expression. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I could see this also being subterfuge.
Oh yeah, I forgot the perform's not a thing in this game. I'm sorry, yeah, expression or subterfuge.
Oh, okay. Okay, if it's subterfuge, then godless.
Well, I'm always open to. I might say, give me a this, but similar to Fate, you could be like, well, I was imagining it was more of a this. You can always pitch me. Roll dice pools. Yeah, roll whatever you're gonna roll at a +1.
Okay.
Things you want the GM to say, just roll the fucking dice.
Yeah. Just do the thing.
We'll find out together. That's my other favorite phrase as the GM. Cool. Yeah. So you mimic Reginald's cadence perfectly. And yeah. So would you now like to continue sneaking? Would you like to now that you've heard your own voice? Are you afraid? What's actually maybe this is even no meeting your fetches and tricky. You have to fuck with them. But yeah, you definitely feel the sweat. I was going to say forming on your brow, but on your swarm of butterflies, each of them feels a little granule of sweat on the little puny bodies.
So, what do I know about fetches?
Very little. I mean, you can give me an intelligence and a cult at like -1, and we can find out what you know about fetches together.
Okay. I put a -1 for a modifier. Is that gonna work right?
Yeah, it should work.
yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, you didn't get exceptional success, but you know a good deal about fetches. Probably the basic. They're not technically real. They are you to an extent in terms of like their disposition and how they're likely to react to stimuli. They're originally made from your shadow, which is why your shadow doesn't have a mask to it. Yeah, is there any questions you'd like to ask me that you as a player do not know about fetches, or are you good with like I know what I as a player know?
Hmm. There's probably some significant things in the book that that I have not seen about them that may be relevant. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what I don't know.
So yeah, they're a clone of you to yeah, sort of to cover the tracks. How real they are and how much of a person they are is kind of like a sticky philosophical issue. They're not necessarily like your evil twin. Sometimes they work directly and very closely with their keeper, or sometimes they're just a fire and forget. They're just done, and then left off. A lot of keepers like to maybe have the fetches die off early, so it's just one less thing to worry about. But if they are kept around for a long time, usually it is with purpose. So they may be in league with your keeper, or they might not even know. A lot of them don't actually know that they're not real. So there's a high, also in terms of their power level. A lot of them are a mundane human in terms of ability, and some of them have considerable magical sway.
Actually, that is, I don't remember how this worked in first edition. One thing I remember going in second, fetches now always have weird equal to their changeling. It's weird. Like they actually get more powerful the changeling gets. And there was something in there about like once the changeling actually escapes, they become aware. I don't remember it. It was a while ago I read it.
I just read it today, and it did say that they're unaware. I know they can become more powerful, but I thought that was like an option. But either way, I think Brad's just. But they don't always have like contracts and extra powers. Like sometimes they are quite mundane, and sometimes they are quite powerful. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you know, Brad, with your good but not exceptional success.
Okay. Hmm.
Incidentally, meeting your fetch for the first is a break point.
Okay. So is that something I need to deal with right now? The whole,
I feel that you haven't like, you know, I feel it's like you haven't seen them there.
Yeah.
You know, you've just
I think
heard
it's
the
when
voice. I feel it's not quite. We're not quite there.
Okay. Well, I think I like start to take one more step towards the drawing room, with like with murder in my heart, but that's. Then I stop and like, that's not me. That I will find a way to deal with this doppelganger. Takes one to know one, though. And instead, I am going to head off to my parents' rooms. And rummage around looking for well, okay, either their rooms or their yeah, probably that. Looking for uh, like identifying information, like birth certificate, that sort of stuff, so I can because two can play at that game.
Cool. So you go to like the grand master bedroom that was previously your parents, and as you go in, it's immediately very different to how you remember it, and a lot of the photos are gone. It's been redecorated completely. The bed's in like a different place. And it's like a different style of bed, and a lot of the kind of knickknacks and affects are all yours. Like the books are like books that you read and stuff, and it seems to be like it is your bedroom now. But knowing that, based on your intention, though, now that you've seen this, you do know that there is your father had like a study, and the documents and stuff like that were kept there. So you can, that occurs to you if you are looking for documents as the likely place.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll before I go to the study, I'll look for any documents here that maybe documents on myself. Especially since there's a good chance that the parental units are no longer.
Okay, so roll me a Wits and investigation.
Oh, great. Uh, One thing. Okay. So I don't have any investigation. Is it going to take? Is it gonna reflect that automatically, or do I need to put in a -3?
I believe the sheet does that.
Oh, except that it was doing
Yeah,
off of intelligence,
if
not wits. Sorry.
Ah,
yeah, that. And also, if it reduces to 0, it won't automatically do a chance die. You do have to actually get a chance.
Oh, okay.
Uh, it looks like it rolled all 4 dice.
it did, yes. You were rolling just Wits.
Oh, because I didn't
Yeah,
mark the.
it
Sorry, I keep on. Okay.
yeah, I noticed this is kind of annoying, but
There you
anytime
go.
you change the attribute, it unchecks all the skills.
Okay, let's try. Amazing.
Cool. So yeah, you don't find like any legal documentation for yourself. There's like a few bills and stuff scattered around, but no like identifiers. You do find like some personal effects and stuff, like newspaper clippings and stuff, including an obituary for your parents.
Hmm. Uh.
I would like
Hmm.
you to roll some dice for me, Brand. How close were you and your parents? You said there had been problems, that they had possibly shipped you off. Is this a relief, or is this, more of a hardship for you? How are you processing this?
Uh. I don't think it's a relief. Like,
Hmm.
yes, there's difficulties. We weren't really close, but it'd still be uh, still probably traumatic.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking you're maybe rolling like I think you're rolling maybe this is maybe like a low grade thing. So I think it's starting at 1, and then we're getting like +2 for the emotional investment. And then are there any other things maybe linked to your needle or thread or anything like that that you feel might build up on this?
Uh, well, I've got a thread of hate.
Okay, I
But
mean,
I'm
did you bear an intense hatred for your parents that's now
no, I didn't.
been rubbed off? No.
Hate. I mean, at
Okay.
times, I'm sure, but like not consistently. Yeah. I don't think that either needle or thread is directly relevant here.
Okay. If you roll 3d10, bearing in mind that these are bad d10s. These are d10s where they're bad if they succeed for you.
Okay. Okay, and I'm not gonna bother trying to. Oh, great. Well,
Cool. So roll an extra 1d10. Cool. So now, so you would take like 1 clarity damage here.
okay.
So, clarity breaking points weird in that they're almost like attack rolls. If the breaking point succeeds, uh, you then roll the changeling's weird rating as a dice pool, and that's how much clarity damage they take. Which means you
That
can't.
is why I said you would
Uh,
take clarity damage here. So
oh, that's what the
as
D10 was. I thought you were having him roll the 10
Oh,
again.
okay. So
no, the
Because there's a 10.
D10, yeah, the D10 was the 10 again.
okay.
So yeah, so that
So
was basically
okay, but it's based off of weird.
yeah. So
Okay.
that was
So I need to roll a additional die of clarity damage.
Yeah, because you have two
no.
weird, right?
So hang on. So basically, the roll you did with the 3d10, which became 4d10 because the explode, is like the attack is the force of this moment, and it has succeeded. And then now the amount of clarity damage you take is determined by rolling your weird. So as you gain more weird, more linked to Arcadia, it also does more damage when you take a clarity.
Okay.
So now basically you're rolling one dice, and if it's a success, then you get wrecked.
Okay. Isn't it 2 dice though?
Are you a weird too?
Yeah.
Are you a weird person? Oh, you
for
are
sure.
so weird.
Weirdo.
Roll to the constabulary. See if you roll 2d10 then, please.
Okay. And I love that the first time I'm doing something where my weird is relevant, it's
in
causes me
negative.
damage. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, now I roll
cool.
another die because it explodes. Yes.
Yeah, and if you add an exclamation point to the end of the dice, it'll do
Oh,
that
yes.
automatically.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
that one didn't succeed at least, so only 2.
Okay, and is that okay? So do I just mark off 2 dots of clarity, or is this?
You
No.
have
So
to
now
track
you.
it somewhere. It's like health, and that you would mark slashes
Yes, exactly.
underneath them. So for now, you'll just have to like write it down in a line that you took 2 mild.
Okay.
Two bashing of clarity, which is basically 1 in end speed.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw it in bio.
They're technically mild and severe. Is what they're called, but
So it's like
you can get
it's like
beat
slash and
for
X, but
suffering clarity damage.
And then as well, for future reference, I just pasted the macro for just straight up rolls.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you get a beat for suffering clarity damage, which I think is funny, but it's in the book. And also, I imagine your composure is high enough. This isn't relevant, but if that would have hit one of your last 3 boxes of clarity health, you would get a condition.
Okay. Yeah, it's not doing that.
I didn't know it would.
So yeah, now one of the other in the kind of what does that look like kind of sphere of questions is the so yeah, you're holding this this newspaper in your hands, and there's maybe like the like the little booklet they have for the service, showing like there'll be talks at this time, and it's got like the songs in, and you like remember a song from maybe like a grandparent's funeral that you attended or something like that. So yeah, how does how do they respond to this?
Well, I think that Alexander just goes. Oh, and thank you, Wraith RL for the host. Appreciate it. I think I just like freeze and look at the obituary. What does it say they died of?
It was like a small aircraft. They were like going like skiing in like the Alps or something, and took like a small non-commercial aircraft. And yeah, it just went into the side of the mountain. Your father was like piloting it. It was just like the 2 of them.
Yeah, that's interesting. In that I mean, that doesn't sound necessarily like the kind of death where it's been arranged. I mean, if it was like a political leader, then oh yeah, they died in an airplane crash. That that was an assassination. But
is your surname not Kennedy?
Yeah.
But like even then, like it's like is it like because you're losing clarity, so it's like
yeah,
they were murdered. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
So and then I think I just like sort of crumple the obituary and say Lies.
It's simple. We kill the butterfly man. Okay, so you crunch it in your fist. You yell lies.
I'll take one of the bills just because because it's in my hand and you know it may be useful later. Um, and then I'll start stalking back to the drawing room, uh, uh, becoming I think becoming light shy as I do. But let me see if there's.
Cool. Yeah, if I could have another stealth roll from you, unless you're doing any kind of magical shenanigans.
I think I am. Shenanigans.
I mean, you're a darkling.
I am. Just means that I can avoid tech. Like if there's any cameras inside the house, I can avoid those as well. So yeah, I think I take a few. Well, it's already dark out. So
Yep.
I just like stand there fuming for a minute. Um, and then uh, uh, and as I fume, my form kind of fades away, and then I go back. Then I creep back to the drawing room.
Cool. And so, yeah, brilliant. So I'll say that you are able to retrieve the documents you need, given that you are, undetectable. I don't think there's any merit of like having you roll for it, obviously. So yeah, you are able to find a birth certificate. There's no like kind of you could, would they keep their passport there? Yeah, we'll say yeah. So you can find like birth certificate and passport.
Oh, nice.
Not any kind of like wallet stuff, so like no like cards or anything like that. That would I imagine be like on the person or close there too. But yeah, you can definitely get a birth certificate and passport, and also make your escape if you wish. A question mark, or are there more things you would like to do before you
No.
exit?
I want to do some more clarity damage to myself. I think I think I have to see my fetch because they uh,
This thief lives.
this this he not only did he steal my life, he stole my parents.
All right.
Um, and I still don't plan to attack him, but I might do something. I don't know.
I might something.
Yeah.
If it's not role playing games in a nutshell.
But yeah,
Alright.
I have to lay eyes on him.
Cool. So remaining unseen under your cloak of darkness, you peer around to the study, and you peer around and you see yourself basically sat at a desk. They're sort of on a computer, and they're kind of like they've got like a glass of wine in one hand and like the mouse in the other, and they're kind of like clicking, maybe like once every 12 seconds or something, scrolling occasionally. There's like a fireplace that's kind of like casting shifting shadows upon them. And you swear that the pattern that the shifting shadows make on their face is almost like a swarm of butterflies swirling around them.
Mine.
So yeah,
Mine. I don't actually say that out loud, but
sure. So yeah, this is another clarity point for you. Unfortunately, it's the same scene. Otherwise, you could have gained like a whole extra beat from this. Or is that just for mages? I can't remember the thing you were saying. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's not get
the
too
scene
sidetracked.
limit is just for
Oh,
changelings.
great.
It's only condition resolution that's limited
Well,
per
you're gonna have some more bait.
Yeah, so like
Possible
going crazy is
beats.
actually very like XP efficient.
So it's like
that makes sense.
Right.
my little clarity cheat sheet here. So I think it's just base 1 for seeing them.
Yeah.
And then you're obviously quite emotional in it, which is going to add another 2 on. And then I think, given as well the recent revelation, you stole my parents, I think that's another +1, so that puts us at 4. Once again, are there any other things you'd like to add into fucking yourself, Brad? Any needles or anything like that?
Well, if the needle applies, that's -1. So it would
Lovely.
actually come.
I'm sorry, I was really good. I see them all as pluses on the table.
Okay, so definitely this. So I'm not taking the thing that like would trigger the willpower for hate, but this is I'm definitely there to look at him because uh, because of hate, because of loathing, because of and I think it is hate rather than fury, and that I don't plan to like attack or anything right now. I just want to go there and fume a bit and lay eyes on my enemy.
Okay. So we're at 4, and then it applies with your needle, so it's down to 3. You can spend a willpower if you like to put it down another 1.
I think that's if you spent willpower on the action that caused it.
Okay. So did you spend willpower to use your cloak of darkness, Brad?
I loopholed it.
Loophole doesn't prevent willpower expenditure, but I don't think that
it doesn't
contract
cost
requires it
willpower.
anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. So we just did 3 dice again then. So if you want to roll 3d10.
Woohoo! I succeeded.
You succeeded in wrecking yourself, and so then once again roll your clarity, and you'll take that much. Is it minor and severe? Is that the word?
My weird?
Yeah, roll your weird. Great. Okay, so yeah, you don't take any additional clarity damage. So does he not receive a beat? Is that correct?
That would be my reading, because the beat list did say receive or takes clarity damage.
Okay.
Not just
Brilliant.
risk.
Thank you so much for the jumping throw.
Sure.
That's really appreciated. Okay, brilliant. So yeah, you see them. They obviously don't see you, but yeah, you see them there. This pattern swirling, but then as you steel yourself, you realize that it's not a swarm of butterflies. That's or that there is the butterflies on them, but that's like your shadow from behind that's casting it, and you realize that that he's not. He's not stealing your butterfly jam. He is just a vanilla mortal in appearance. And yeah, you don't lock eyes, but you lay eyes upon your fetch.
And he's just sitting there surfing on the web.
Yeah, he's clickbait, Glass of wine, beige music. There's maybe like Channel 4 news on in the background, but it's turned down super low.
So I think I'll just like stand there, sort of hovering over him, and wait till he's like paying attention to the computer, not the glass of wine, and I'll just gently push the glass of wine onto the keyboard.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I was just deciding if there was a role for that, but I feel that as you're invisible, shrug. I mean, is there any kind of like in just with the contract you're using? Is there any kind of like, if you get up in someone's business, you have to blah blah blah, or is it just?
If you take a violent action, if you like attack or shout or something like that, then it fucks it up.
just because it's nice for the narrative, I'll say that this is not a violent action. And so yeah, he spills the wine onto the keyboard, and he kind of like curses a little bit under his breath, and like unplugs it and like drains it out. It's like a wireless Apple keyboard, one of the really thin ones. And then he like turns off the monitor, and you see him like get up, and he like goes over to a drawer and starts like rummaging about and brings out like an iPad, then goes and like sits down and starts doing a similar thing. Obviously, if you want to jump in at any point, I'm just describing.
Goes to another device. I'm gonna.
Then after that, he's got his phone.
Yeah. I think to myself, I just say, fine. And go back to the bedroom, look for his hairbrush,
Oh dear.
pluck a hair, and nibble on it while I walk back to the drawing room. And then not fully entering, just at this point, just peeking in. I'm going to I am going to tune into his fears and and I'm not sure how to describe this. I'm using Witch's intuition, which is a contract that lets you discover someone's fears. But I guess I look at every micro expression, watch the imagine myself like opening his skull and pulling out his mind and like pulling out little bits till I find something interesting.
So they have most of your childhood memories. So if you have any like deep fears from childhood, then they've got those. But those memories are sort of a bit less real to them. They're a bit sort of foggy and granular. The real vivid memories begin in the
and this is a die roll thing.
Oh, okay.
Not
You have to
automatic.
actually roll stuff. Okay. Would you like to roll some dice? Is it based against a thing?
Yeah, okay. So it's my wits and subterfuge, and I guess my mantle is 0 since this is just like the free one that you can the one that you can pick up rather than having an actual affiliation yet. Against their composure and supernatural tolerance.
Cool. So use your composure, and then so it'll be your composure +2 because your weird is 2.
Okay. And my composure is also 2.
Keep forgetting to put the slash in.
What's going on?
You could just set up a macro, so you click a button and type a number.
Sure, I do. I really like pushing my keyboard. I find using my keyboard very pleasurable.
Okay, and there's no modifier on my side, right? It's just he gets the +2 for the 2 weird, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and
No. Okay, so I don't know.
I mean, I guess I'll say from your earlier role you did about fetches, you know the part about them having some of your memory.
Okay.
The contract probably specifies what happens on a failure, though it's probably just nothing. You could choose to dramatically fail, change from beat, and do that anytime you fail a roll.
Okay. Yeah, regular fail is just the contract fails. dramatic is I'd have to tell him one of my fears. I don't want to.
You don't want to that.
I
It's
don't
it's
want
just
to.
like-
No, I
Yeah,
don't
just
want him
whisper
to
into
know.
his ear, like suddenly it's like, I fear you.
I don't want him to know that he has an enemy. He has an enemy.
Yeah.
great. Okay, well this
I think that I think we're kind of done here. I think I'm just gonna just leave. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave for now.
No murder this time.
No.
not with Reginald in the house. He never let it happen under his watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was fantastic. If there was like
actually, there is one more thing I want to do.
I'm listening. Tell Spook about it.
Oh, actually, no. Nothing yet because I need to set it up first. But I think I'm going to I'm going to set some things up and then I'm gonna go make use of Reginald. But we can do that some other time.
Yeah, well, I would like to, just because I know that we're coming up on time in a while, I just wanted to, one, establish where people's sleeping arrangements are going to be for tonight, because that may or may not be important. And then maybe if we get that done expediently, at least have the beginning of the dawn meeting. So just as we've, by the way, that was great. I was going to say if there was like a take inspiration kind of system from that, I'd give you that. I mean, do we feel that maybe Brad could get an extra beat from that?
Yeah, I feel like that might like because there's a like the what is it called, like I think it's called like dramatic event is one of the beat triggers.
Well, yeah, brilliant. Take an extra beat for a dramatic event. Also, sorry to the other guys. Thanks for being patient. Still engaged. Well,
No,
I
I
didn't
mean like
expect that to go so long.
we did this like the other way around before, so.
So yeah, brilliant. So we'll go back to you guys at the full moon. So yeah, post date. Do you guys have thoughts about?
So
Before that,
before that, I think I have to. I think I have to roll a clarity breaking point. I was originally looking them over because I thought maybe the like insistence that I'm somebody else might do it. I'm not sure that it would necessarily, but I did notice under 3 dice it says having a mortal shun or disparage you.
Oh no!
And that definitely happened.
oh right.
Uh,
Changelings are like.
Yeah, I maybe viewed it as a bit more than that. I would view that one as like a 2 rather than a 3. But yeah, I think we can definitely roll with that. So we'll say baseline 2. Then once again, were you particularly emotionally invested in Rachel? Was she a means to an end to you?
I am swooned at her, so I
You
think
got your
it's
Oh, yeah.
the swoon is
strong
mutual.
emotional.
Cool. That puts it up to 4, and then would we take it back down to 2 through needle, or back down to 3 through needle and thread, or?
I think they apply because friendship is one of them.
Yeah,
Make a new
definitely.
friend.
Cool. If you roll 3d10, unless you have any other modifiers you think are
I
relevant.
think I also have a -1 because I spent a lot of willpower.
You did, yeah, you did chuck a lot of willpower on there. So cool. 4 then.
But I did it. All right.
By the way, I think maybe in the book I'm supposed to roll these, but like, I'm like, no, you guys did
It's
this.
not like
you
it
can roll
needs to
your
be a
own.
secret. I don't take.
Nice.
Well, wasn't it supposed to be 4? Because isn't that just 2 dice?
That is just 2 dice. It was 2 base plus 2 -1 -1.
Oh, okay, it was okay.
And it's like number of successes don't.
Yeah, they don't matter.
Okay. Oh.
If it
So
gets an
what is it now?
exceptional, the damage is severe.
Yeah,
Cool.
like so it does like it might have mattered, right? But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just was pretty unlikely.
Cool. And
Okay.
would you like to declare that you should take clarity damage as well, Hun? Or are you okay?
Well, I not exactly, but yes,
Uh-huh.
because this
Please
happens
tell me
at some
about it.
point after Page goes out. There must be someone inside still, like who seems like they're having a particularly good time.
Yeah, yeah. There's people. Most people
Yeah.
in there are having a good like the atmosphere, especially on the inside. The atmosphere is great. Like that warm, fuzzy feeling I was talking about earlier. That's like it's coated in the walls.
So Fazia is just like sitting there and just sort of like I don't know. She like kind of doesn't see like looks like she doesn't know what to do, and like so Paige leaves and Fazia just like that's the drinks, grimaces, drinks again. It's like looks at it like and it goes on for a while, but then she just like starts like listening in to like and like this, people having a good time and laughing and all that, and I think she sort of like gets up and sort of drifts toward like a booth or where like someone she's like is just like having the time of his life, and I reap him. I reap glamour.
Hmm.
So
Why?
because it seems so nice.
Sure. There's maybe like, are you looking for like a lone person? Because I think the easiest is maybe there's like a table of
No,
people.
no, no. I don't think it's even a lone person. It's just
Sure. Well, yeah, quite close to you in one of the corners, there's like a round
yeah.
table and people, and they're all like eating pizza and laughing and joking and clinking drinks and just yeah having a jolly good time. How would you like to bask in this emotion? What
Well,
kind of role?
if so, reaping. If harvesting is subtly drawing from the ambient emotion surrounding the changeling, reaping is the direct and forceful act of ripping emotions from a target, leaving him a deadened husk. Reaping does not require a roll, but causes a breaking point and does require touching the target. Uh, the
Okay,
victim loses one willpower per point per dot of your character's word and gains the ravaged condition. Your character replenishes all lost glamour.
Oh, what a
okay.
to-do.
Do you care about
And
which of these people's lives you destroy, or is it just the closest one?
it's the one who seems the happiest.
Of course,
Oh
of course,
man.
of course. Uh-huh.
That's
Okay, great. So do you know what the strength of the breaking point is, or do I not, or do we not even roll
it's
the breaking
It's
point
five.
and
five.
it just
It's
It's
five.
it's
Yeah.
in.
it's five. It's five. Okay, so if you want to roll five dice.
Yep.
Now, what about these modifiers here?
Well, that yeah, actually, because I'm like, let me see modifiers. I could actually see. I mean, I could see a lot of these applying technically, because okay, so this is a stranger. Um,
I feel like specifically choosing the person the happiest seeming implies
hmm.
some emotional investment.
Yeah, it does. Like, so that would be +1. I think it is still a complete stranger, so
Hmm.
that would be -1 total.
But hang on, but aren't these modifiers from their perspective, if that makes sense?
Oh, actually, I don't know. Might be.
Because this isn't for you, this is
No,
for them.
this is hidden. It's a breaking point on the person reaping,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
on
yeah. I get the breaking point for reaping.
Oh, you get the breaking point. I'm sorry.
Makes sense.
I
I
thought
don't know.
you
Like,
were breaking them.
I suppose they might as well if they were technically, but they do get all these fun conditions.
No, that makes
Um,
sense. Okay, so yeah, definitely you don't know them, and I presume you're not. Yeah, the emotional investment is tricky. I think only you can really answer that as to whether you're
I feel like there
emotionally
is
invested here.
some I'm specifically like here drawn to the emotion, so I think there is like an emotional investment.
So should we say
Um,
maybe that you not knowing them, but you coveting their emotion or being invested in their emotions kind of cancel each other out?
yeah,
The
could be.
anonymity and the emotion kind of whoop, and then it's just the roll 5.
Still 5. Yeah, let's see.
And once again, if needle and thread apply, you can take it down to 4.
Wait, actually, let me think. So, acceptance. I I want. I mean, no, I don't think it applies exactly here. I don't think. I don't think. It's just okay.
Okay, so
2.
so roll your weird.
All right. Wow.
Nice.
I didn't
And
take any.
take a beat for taking the breaking point.
Well, no, it's
I
a
will.
clarity damage.
Oh right, I didn't take the damage. That's right. True. Damn, like I had such a 3 weird too. So
And then
this person does lose 3 willpower.
I was going to say, and then describe. Would you like to describe how this affects them, or should I?
I mean, like, I guess I can start. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
so once it like sort of stands up from the table and then just like goes and like sort of stands next to the table where there's like I guess there's like there were like multiple people there and I just sort of like reach out and like touch their like head and it's like and then I'm not sure what happens. I think it probably doesn't look like they're really happy. Maybe a little like they're real surprised when like someone suddenly comes and touches their head, and then they're not happy anymore.
They, they suddenly realize
just
that their
kind
whole
of,
life has been a lie.
Yeah, they just kind of deflate. Just really like, boo, this sad robot powering down. They kind of just like, yeah, begin staring, wistfully down at their half-drunk pint. And then from behind the bar, you hear like a kind of noise, and a brightly colored velociraptor begins approaching you.
And like, I think I go like look at this person is like, and they sort of like deflate, and I'm like, what? And like I sort of shake them, and like I like look sort of lean over the table and try to look at their face. It's like, what?
So one of their friends is like, "Do you know Steve?" And just as they're talking to you, you then feel like an intense pain around one of your ankles as the velociraptor starts like rapidly and frequently like biting your ankles. It's like really very unpleasant.
Oh,
It's like not doing damage, but it like super hurts like a lot.
so
It's like getting just like on the skin on the little bumpy bit on your ankle.
As a short aside, before deal with this Velociraptor man biting your ankles, it sounds to me like you're saying Vasya did not expect what she just did to fuck this guy up, which causes me to wonder if perhaps a pleasant surprise has taken her off guard.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed to me like you knew what you were doing.
Well, no, like I feel like she knew what she was doing, except that I don't think she knew what it would do to a human
But do you
necessarily.
not know the effects and outcome of your contracts? Is that not like an implicit
But this is not a
part?
That's not a
contract.
contract.
This is just like
it's okay, sure, but it's like an inherent ability of yours.
yeah, like any
It's just a thing
changeling,
Fae do in general.
yeah, or
and
Fae can reap.
I think what he's suggesting is that Vasya just wasn't aware of like the actual like what exactly it meant to rip somebody's emotions out of them.
I just
The
wanted
dots
them.
had not.
But yeah, so actually yes, that would probably because for Wizened that like unpleasant surprises are a breaking point as well. So how much are there actually?
It's half your weird rounded up, so for you.
Okay, 2. So I guess I do have to roll another breaking point. No. So it's like through all of this, it's like Vasya does stay pretty firmly grounded in reality, and like I'm about to answer like this like person. Do I know Steve? And and when suddenly someone bites my ankle, I'm like, ow! And I like hop away.
And as well, so with that most recent Roy just did regarding to the being surprised at the outcome, is that were you trying to set up for that situation because you thought it was like interesting? Are you trying to like farm like beats from getting the breaking point? Sort of what was your just because I'm a tad confused.
My idea would be that like a lot of us have been gathering glamour. I figured that the easiest way, like that if you didn't know how taking like emotions and dreams from people like affected them, like you might easily just go all out like your first time and take all of it.
It's kind of like you're going for like the sort of childlike innocence of like they're not realizing they're just wanting them all, and so like grabbing it, they're sort of snatching the thing and then
Yeah,
breaking it in the act of snatching it. Is that what?
that was the idea, yeah.
Okay,
Like
brilliant.
that's
Sorry, yeah, I just didn't
And
like.
I don't think Hunt had even thought of the unpleasant surprise break until I brought it up. But
Yeah. No, I didn't get you, but now I do get you.
right.
And I'm into getting you.
Okay.
I'm into it, fam. Okay, so
people
yeah.
being into getting me is exactly what Paige is into.
Wow. So yeah, like I'm about to answer, and then it's like, oh, and like you bit me.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, and yeah, continues trying to sort of, it's trying to sort of like nozzle you towards the door, and it's kind of like nipping at your ankles, and like people are like look at you like, like what is this, what even is this? Just as you're like,
Like stop biting me, and I like jump on a table.
Cool. So yeah, now like everyone is kind of like look at you, and a few people are like way do like one of those. Genie comes from like behind the bar and kind of like pulls on. Like gives Egbert a little like tug on the feathers and like, Egbert, what are you doing? Behave yourself. And she kind of looks at you and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's normally very well behaved. I don't know what's gotten into him. I'm terribly sorry. Can I get you anything?
No, but we should like I like standing on the table. We should get goddamn, like I forgot. Like, what's the name of the guy?
The raptor.
No, the guy that whose life I just destroyed.
Oh, Steve.
Yes.
I mean,
like
to be fair, all he has to do to get rid of the condition is successfully regain all his willpower without being able to gain willpower from sleeping. Fine.
Sure. It's like
It has to go before
easy.
his virtue.
True enough. It's like not his whole life, just
Which I actually really
anyway.
love that narratively, because that implies like it means he's pushed to go out and either fulfill his vice a bunch or be super virtuous.
If he can, because he's also just
He
straight
does have
up.
-2 to all rolls.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'll be like, no, it's okay. The raptor is pretty. The Steve should have something, and like I'm pointing at Steve.
Oh, okay then. I'll see what I know Steve actually. I'll see what I can do for Steve. Well, okay. When Yuki and she kind of like shoos Egbert like back behind the bar, and it goes like, she goes, really? Well, well, Egbert says that you've been quite naughty. It's Egbert telling fibs. Oh, you've been naughty in my establishment. She's like got her hands on her hips and is kind of like, trying to look upset with you.
And I'm still on the table, but I think I sit down. Like I haven't.
Egbert, he says he hasn't been naughty, and Egbert's like, Egbert says that you might have reaped someone a little bit.
Well, Steve seemed really happy.
Okay, but you can share in Steve's happiness without reaping him. It's very easy. I do it all the time. And he takes a little smile and a smile back. The simplest thing in the world. And once again, the sort of warm, energy of her kind of like, goes over you like a blanket. Although she's kind of like accosting you, you feel it's a very like, oh, this is a good thing, and she's actually, helping you, and
Okay.
you're sort of glad to receive it.
Yeah, but I wanted it.
Well, that's okay. I'm
What is
saying
it?
you can still have it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, just that you can still have it without reaping. Harvesting's very easy. As I say, all it takes is a smile or a wink or anything really. It can be anything at all. Or if you are going to reap people, I can't make you stop, but just don't do it under my roof, okay?
Yeah, I've.
Otherwise, Egbert will be at your ankles all the time, and nobody wants that. He hates the taste of ankles.
Yeah, and I mean, and I guess like I'm like sitting on the table and I sort of lean down and scratch at my ankle. It's like, well, I'm used to the ankle thing.
Oh
There's
dear.
there's there's literally like in my mien the it looks like someone has attempted repeatedly to cut off the feet at the ankles. So, but uh, so I guess I think then she did like just look at like, well, how do you do it right then? And like, and not break them.
Or you just sort of bask in it. They smile and you smile back. They yell and you yell back. It's, as I say, it's anything in the world you want it to be.
They cry and you cry.
Sure. Or you cry and they cry on you.
Oh, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to do. Um,
Cool, yeah. Jeannie kind of like, gives you like a pat on the shoulder, and she kind of like makes sure that you're okay before she
Okay.
like goes back to the bar. And great, so we'll stick with you two for just another little bit. We'll probably begin wrapping up in a second, but just to help me plot for next week, if everyone could just maybe say where the characters are planning on sleeping tonight at this point in time. I don't know.
It
Is an acceptable
sounds
answer.
like Paige is going to grudgingly accept the ugly building.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool
I mean,
art.
like, yeah, and I think the same as well. Though I will Vasia will definitely like wander around the building looking for a room from room to room until she, to her utmost surprise, finds a sort of wonderfully made like big fluffy bed that like is just perfect for sleeping in. Just right. It's not too soft, not too firm.
No, I feel like that doesn't work very well because once you're not paying attention to the bed, i.e., you fell asleep,
Well, it lasts for the scene, and
disappears.
I feel like sleeping a scene might be the night. I might wake up like to a rude awakening of the night is over and the bed vanishes, but
Oh,
I'd at least try because
Yeah.
cool. And Brad.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the squat,
Mhm,
and I'll
mhm.
actually call Paige and Vasya, and let them know this, um, with with a rueful voice.
and
Well,
like
yeah, I get. I mean, I guess. Well, let me. Yeah. I'll call and say. Uh, apparently, I will be bedding down at the squat tonight. Just so you know.
yeah, like
And Paige will be like, same.
Cool. So then, does anyone have any goals they feel that they achieved that they have not received beats for?
No, though I did have one more thing I wanted to do. Hopeful quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I mean, we have 4 minutes, including shoutouts and setting our
Yeah.
goals.
I just wanted Paige to go back into the bar and basically just like I think she's gonna like try to dance and I don't know if there's like a dance floor, but just like
Uh-huh.
get around, interact with the crowd, and basically just try to feed on the like ambient desire generated by being hot and
Hmm.
scantily clad.
Sure. So that's kind of like a few roles. But yeah, you can go for
I
that if you want to
was
give me your
I was
dexterity
imagining
suggestion.
just the like a socialized role probably, but if you want to
Uh,
do multiple
expression.
roles,
It
that's
depends.
I
fine.
Like
mean, I just thought it might be two just to like create the desire initially. But I guess we can just compact it into one. I don't know if dancing sexually comes under socialize. I'd rather
That
maybe
was more
either a
the
dex
like the
plus
walking
or
around and chatting with people. If it's dancing, that would be expression. Yeah,
well, yeah, it's up to you what you can do either.
I don't know the difference. Well,
Yeah, it sounds
unless
like
unless
dancing
not.
is just a side effect of the socializing that you're looking to do.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think that is kind of what it is. Like, it's not really the dancing that's the focus. It's just like part of
yeah, and I guess like then the
the party is
harvesting
essentially
is
what she's
like
doing.
is the having a good time at the bar is like the harvesting method, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, I just didn't know how you were achieving it, and because people
Okay.
are inebriated and their desires might be enhanced by that, you can have an extra +1. And then do you have like I believe you have some kind of striking looks kind of jazz? Does that
Yes,
add
I
into your?
have striking looks 2.
Oh well, yeah,
Why?
roll that shit.
And this is probably presence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I think my socialized specialization probably does not apply, because I'd kind of meant it to be more in the realm of like enhance other people's jams.
What was
So
the
I guess if
specialization?
I wrote down objectification, the idea was being like the party favor or the trophy wife, the
Yeah, I
like
feel if you were
lady in the cage doing the dance.
yeah, exactly. So I feel if you were doing the
I
dancing, that would
feel
apply, but if you weren't, then it's not.
I mean, she is probably dancing if people ask her to. Like, she is happily showing off anything people ask her to show off.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone would maybe ask to dance just because it's not really that
It's
kind
not
of
a
thing. But
dance
if you
club,
wanted,
yeah. Then it probably doesn't apply.
mm,
So just the 2, and you said one more because of alcohol.
boom.
Exceptional.
And I need to roll 3 more because wrote. I have 2 dots harvest. Which, for the record, makes me really bad at harvesting anything other than desire.
It's a lot of glamour.
Yeah. I actually didn't need that extra one because I only was missing 5. Oh
But it's
well.
nice to roll the dice. And then do are people okay for time, or do we actually have to like hard eject now?
We should wrap up.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to see if people wanted to do goals now or at the start of next week.
It could take a few
I mean,
minutes.
I'm
So-
okay, but like,
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Okay. So Brad, did you have? Would you like to update your goals at all, or are you Gucci?
Okay. Well, you first asked whether or not we thought we hit any of them.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think both I have 2 that may have been hit. The first one is regain mortal fortune. Like I got the documents to do so, but I haven't like gone to the bank and gotten access to the account, so I don't know if that counts or not.
Yeah. I don't feel it's you know you don't have access to it yet,
Okay.
but obviously you're getting there.
Okay. And the other is scare the hell and glamour out of people, and I think that while I caused that to happen, that rather than like being scary myself, that's very much in Lexander's milieu anyway. So I feel like maybe I did.
Mm-hmm. I am agreeing with
okay.
what you were saying.
Okay. I don't think I want to change any of them right now. Like I still have some more scaring to do because I harvested rather than ravaging. Although I should have ravaged. I didn't think to specify that.
all right, like we could have both been monsters.
Yeah. Well, at least the person I picked sort of deserved it. Sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Lost opportunities.
Yeah. But it's all good.
And then Paige, would you like to update any update / cash in any goals?
Well, I don't think I fulfilled any of Rachel's desires. And I've
Once
made
again,
0.
though, you've put in work on that. We've got wills, we've got fingers in pots.
And
with
that's
that.
supposed
and
to be a
actually,
short
like-
term, so I don't.
Mm.
And
wait,
then
don't you get beats for working towards?
the list only says fulfill, so unless the aspirations section
Yes,
talks about it in more detail.
You get a fate
Okay.
rather than persona.
All right.
But
And are you good with your current goals? Would you like to update any?
Oh,
I need to fill in the blank that got left. We all should do for the ones that we fulfilled.
actually, I do want to update mine. I want to get vengeance on my fetch, not the Chufei, for now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And Vasi?
Um, okay. So this is actually was okay. Yeah. It does only say fulfill. So I think maybe not, because I was thinking that I definitely f- made progress towards the getting to know the two who escaped at the same time, but I kind of don't think that that's done, because it's like just some pretty like I mean I but the how well I know them is I asked Alexander like like how it feels to have butterflies as a head, and so I feel like it's it's something but not quite done.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, not any of the goals, and I think I'll probably keep them the same.
Cool,
Yeah.
brilliant. Well, yeah, thank you so much for playing, everyone. Thank you for hosting the
Thank you for
shit.
running.
Brad, you go first on shout outs because I say so. First shout out, Hacking Infinity on Saturdays, Triumphant Return of Quasi, which will be my kind of like my swan song arc on Hacking Infinity for the near future. So I'm super hyped about that. I'm going to shout out I Am Hero again because that shit changed my life. Powerful emotions. Someone else go. Lots of love, everyone. Be good to yourselves and each other. Pew, pew, pew.
I mean, as for me, no shout outs, but I liked, I enjoyed being able to try out the contracts quite a bit, because I don't know, I really like how specifically both the sort of initial thing of how you're supposed to activate them and the loopholes just kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of flavor there.
For sure.
A bicycle.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's such a silly thing, because it's like it's not as if Vasya would be unaware of the fact that like there wasn't anything there really, but like she still has to be surprised at finding these things all the time. But yeah, like, a lot of them are very silly, and then some of them are not silly at all.
Mm-hmm. Sal, any shoutouts?
No, but I do want to mention, as much for your help as anything else, that I came up with my new aspiration, and it is to explore someone's dreams. So
Nice.
we might both want to review the dream stuff rules.
There's two paths in there. One of them's the mind, one's the body. You use your social stuff. Anyway, sorry, I'm tangenting.
Yeah.
Oh, so thanks again, everybody. Let me see. You can find me here on twitch.tv/RPGlory or mixer.com/RPGlory or extensive archives at YouTube/C/RPGlory. As Spook mentioned, we'll be back on Saturday for Hacking Infinity, and then on Sunday, I'll be back for some for I believe we're going to start Dark Revelations, which is a a 5e hack that some friends of mine are have been working on and are about to put up on the DM's Guild imminently. Um, and it's sort of a post-apocalyptic uh, future 5e hack. It's pretty cool. There's like lots of character option stuff. Um, and I think Spook, one more time. Thank you for running. Everybody else, thank you for hanging out. Um, if you enjoyed this and haven't already, please do hit like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I would very much appreciate it. Have a good one, everybody.